Recently, my dad went on a quest to find the perfect P3 monitor. He went through Asus, LG, Dell, BenQ, Philips, the works. And all of these monitors, no matter if they were $600 or $1,600, had speakers that made me want to rip my hair out. There's like zero low-end, really tinny high-end. You just can't call the speakers on computer monitors good. So it doesn't make sense. Why? Why on a 32-inch screen do I get speakers that sound like they should be on an iPhone 5? Well, come with me, I'll answer that question. So to really understand this, we gotta look at the other type of large screen, the TV. Now, what would you usually plug into a TV? Maybe something like an Apple TV or a Roku, and then you'd go on those devices, load up something like Netflix or Hulu, and watch a movie. Or maybe you'll plug in a console and play some hardcore games. Anyway, say you were gonna watch a movie, right? You've got your video and your audio takes up 50% of the whole experience. TV manufacturers know this, and so they'll take a good chunk of their budget and they'll put it into an at least decent, inoffensive TV speaker system. Now, a monitor's a bit different, because instead of just displaying the contents of a streaming box or a games console, it's displaying a full-fledged computer, and the use cases for a computer vary drastically depending on the person you are. So let's look at some of them. So I guess we'll probably start with productivity. Like if you're working on a Word document or an Excel spreadsheet, at the very most, you'll need a speaker that can barely produce sound, and for most tasks, you're not going to need any speaker at all. Okay, what about maybe photography? Well, in photography, you're dealing with photos. Photos don't have sound. Therefore, you won't really need a speaker, and again, at the very least, maybe you'll need a speaker that can barely produce sound for like sound effects or something. Okay, then how about video calls? Right, for video calls, yes, you do need a speaker, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a good one. Like, let's say you're calling a person and on the other end, they're using a webcam microphone, right? That's no studio quality kind of like lavalier mic, right? It's just in a webcam. Okay, and if you're calling through something like Zoom or Teams, the audio's getting compressed anyway. And so at that point, as long as you can hear the person on the other end, you're good. It doesn't need to sound perfect. Okay, well then how about gaming? Surely in this use case, a good speaker is essential. No, not exactly, because anyone who's serious about gaming isn't going to use a monitor speaker or even an external speaker at all. They're going to use a headset because it provides a more immersive experience, which is actually useful for games. Okay, then what about something like music production? Well, okay, hear me out. If your task of music production relies mainly on audio, why would you settle for inbuilt monitor speakers? Like, go all out, get some fancy actual studio monitors. Yes, the word monitor does vary in definition here. Okay, fine. Then what about watching videos, right? Consuming content. Fair point, but you've also probably got a TV with a bigger screen, good speakers, and a couch to lounge on. So really, what's the point? Now, the monitor manufacturers have looked at these use cases, and they've decided that putting a good speaker in a monitor is only going to give marginal returns, right? There's only going to be a select amount of people who will actually properly take advantage of those speakers. So they can just get away with putting a frankly bad speaker in their monitor. Now, because a worse speaker costs less than a bigger speaker, monitor manufacturers have two choices. Either they could lower the price of the monitor, enticing more people to buy it, or they can keep the price the same, gaining more profit from the people that were going to buy it anyway. Now, there is one company that ignores all of this, and that's Apple. I'm not just saying this because I like Apple products. The speakers that they put in their laptops and their monitors are statistically miles better than the competition. Literally, just go into an Apple store, go to the iMacs or the Studio Displays, and play anything. Go to YouTube, play anything, and you'll see that the speakers are actually amazing. So why aren't Apple's computer monitor speakers bad? Well, Apple is a luxury company. They have a lot of brand loyalty. So if, let's say, an average person were to go to an Apple store and buy an iMac for $1,300, right, and they take it home, they set it up, and they play something, and the speakers are bad, they'd be rightfully pissed. The other reason is that by making their speakers good, they have a massive leg up that the competition just won't touch. So someone could be searching for a monitor, they'll find something for like $1,200, and they'll say, okay, it has everything that the Studio Display has, but for $400 cheaper. Oh, but wait, the Studio Display has those speakers. Oh, wait, that's a good reason to buy it. This could mean that Studio Display sales could rise, therefore Apple gets money, which is exactly what Mr. Timothy Cookathy wants.
Wow.
And that's why the speakers on computer monitors are trash. So what can you do about it? Either go out and spend $1,600 on a Studio Display, which is not advisable, or the second option, go in your house and find any sort of speaker that can connect to your computer via a wire, like an aux cable or USB-C. And if you don't have any of those, go onto Amazon and spend like $90 on an Edifier speaker. Getting a speaker like that will give you an insane improvement over your current monitor speakers. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, please like and subscribe, and also comment down below what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!